Like many freshmen in college, this year for me started off horrible and depressing, but recently I felt a sense of peace and calm despite hating school still. Me and my college friend Jonathan discussed 10 different things that improved our young lives in school. Even if you don't agree, we're gonna make you think. How have you improved your happiness in college?
I think the main thing that I've been doing is just keep repeating to myself that I'm just blessed to be in the position that I'm in at school and just like know that there's people that don't have what I have. And even though I have all these negative thoughts, like I'm blessed to be in this position because it's something that I should be grateful in because of the value that it's giving me in my life, even when I don't see it.
Yeah, I
So
mean, it's pretty easy to become a victim in life. Most of the time, nothing is like ideal. Like, it's not like I'd rather this, but keep in
yeah,
mind that it could be much worse. And there's opportunities that you don't even know about, really. Like, you might, for me, it might be like, I said this in my video, oh, I might not have as many friends, but now I have so much free time to like work on myself or make
yeah,
videos by myself. Or when I'm not attached to like a friend group, now I can branch out to different types of people. Most of the time, there's no situation that's 100% bad. I would say one of the rarest advice out there, I would say, is that sometimes it is just going to hurt. If you're moving away to a college or in school you're young, like you have a relationship and you break up or you lose a friend, like that shit really hurts. Like they're
yeah,
like a part of you. Understand that it's not everything and that feelings are temporary. Like especially like breakups, like I those will weigh on people or weighed on me for so long, but like eventually it does fade away because like
yeah,
you're
exactly.
like even try to remember like what you did exactly a year ago. Like that your memory fades, stuff fades. And I heard someone say how you view yourself is like lagging like 1 or 2 years behind. So
Oh, I see what you're saying.
you've been in
Yeah.
college for close to a year, but maybe you still see yourself as your high school self or whatever. And it takes a while to get like adjusted. Like that's just a part of it.
Yeah.
Time is like it heals all.
Yeah. I mean, that was great. You hit like on point with the fact that like it just takes time to heal.
But what sucks, like it feels like it's gonna be forever. Like
Right.
it really
In the
does.
moment you can't in the moment you can't see that. If you have like a like Christian faith or any faith that you're into, like it I think it's really important to like if it feels like forever, if you just keep telling yourself and telling yourself to trust God and God's timing, then you release that pressure off of yourself to get better from it. And then another one I would say is distract your mind like and negative thoughts or you pointed out earlier, maybe distract isn't the right word, but kind of like if you surround what I mean is like when you surround yourself with a good crowd, like a good group of people that spread positivity and do positive things, then you kind of like stop thinking about those negative thoughts or that sadness that is holding weight on you what that you think about when you're by yourself because you're going to be with that group of people and you're doing positive things and you're having fun, you get to put a smile on your face. For me personally, I think that helps a lot. I've been hanging out with like some of my teammates and we've been doing a bunch of fun things on the weekends and a lot of things that like we all enjoy. And it's just that positivity just helps so much like to not think about those negative and sad thoughts about, oh, I'm not home right now. Like I can't wait to be home and like there's nothing to do in Decorah, Iowa.
Yeah, or I have an interesting feeling about the word distract, like you said. I mean, it's what drug abuse is, it's what addiction is,
Yeah.
it's perpetually distracting. First, surround yourself with good people as best you can
Yeah.
and stray away from really negative people. My next point is being healthy, but if you're around people and you're healthy, getting sleep, you'll naturally probably feel happier. Maybe it's not even distraction, maybe it's just like just having people in general, good people.
Yeah.
Smart people say, not most people, say that friendships are almost more important than relationships, which I think is very
Yeah.
interesting because a lot of the time we like sacrifice friendships or like forget about our friends for like a girl or guy if
Yeah.
you're whatever. My next one is being healthy and that is mainly sleep. Like especially when you're young, the cool thing is like
Yeah.
to not sleep or even a lot of places it's to drink and do drugs. Like it's fun in the moment, but like trust me, there is a difference on a day-to-day basis. Like if you don't sleep a lot, your brain gets foggy. It's like you're not even there, and you
Yeah.
just can't perform at the same level, and it'll just
Yeah.
make your life harder. Because I know a lot of people, or at least that I've met, like to drink or smoke or whatever. Like I've tried stuff, but you don't even remember the moment. Like, okay, I had a fun time, but it's blurry. It's like I wasn't even there. And what I've seen in
Yeah.
people that I've known with parents who are alcoholics or alcoholics in general, they get like stuck in like a certain part of their life. So like you'll meet a 40-year-old who's been an alcoholic since he was 20 and he acts like he's 20.
That's
Yeah.
really
And
interesting.
and I've thought
Damn.
about why, and I didn't put this together because I've been told this a while ago by
Okay.
I won't say who, but has a parent who was an alcoholic. But the reason I think why is because when you're drunk or whatever you're on, like you're not really there and or you don't remember yesterday really a lot of the time where it's all foggy. A part of life is like the bad
It's like
times
slowing down.
and learning lessons if it's just blurry or you're not even
Oh, I
there.
see what you're saying. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
yeah, you had fun, but then that argument that you might have had would have probably increased your intelligence about a situation. I mean, and that's also be present too, I guess, is my other
Right.
advice.
No, I get you, bro. I mean, that's so true. I have nothing to say. Another thing that helps a lot is knowing that if you, okay, this only honestly, this is only specific to people that are like are like away from home for school. Like thinking about the perspective of you're getting best of both worlds. So like the other day, for example, I was walking through the downtown Decorah, and obviously I'm like in a really small town, a rural town, right? And I'm just walking and I'm just thinking like, dang, bro, like why am I here? But then I switched my thought process and was like, wait, like like right now it looks beautiful outside. It's a whole different environment, like this is where I am right now. And in summer, I'm going to be it back in LA where there's going to be a big city. And like I'm getting the best of both worlds. I'm getting the luxury to be here in a different environment that I'm not used to and learning it and being more at peace for where I'm at. There's also going to be a time where I'm going to go back and then go back to what I'm used to as well. It's if you put it in that perspective, then it's like it's better than just staying in a town like in it, or it's better than just staying in LA all your life because now able to see new things and
Yeah.
you get
Or I mean,
to adjust and you get to grow as a person because
yeah. I mean, I would say it doesn't even have to be the best of both worlds. You could go to a new area and get accustomed to it, and it might be super shit, but then you realize, wow, my hometown is great. Or
yeah,
wherever, the more places you go, you're like, I like it more over here. Like you don't know what you want until this sounds so gay. You don't know what you want until you experiment. Like not in that way. Usually you would
no,
know in
no,
that
yeah,
context. But like for life, you don't know where you like want to live or what type of people you prefer until you've met all types of people and until you've went
yeah,
to a bunch of different places.
but
To an
here's the
extent, you
issue
don't
with
need to
that
go
though.
everywhere.
But here's the issue with that though. Let's say you're like, oh shoot, like what if it is shit, and you're like, oh shoot, but I like literally love my hometown. But then how do you stay content with the place that you're at while thinking that? And that's where it's like you have to find things in the area that you are at to make you at peace of where you're at. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
Like
I don't think
like
any
for example,
area is absolute dog shit.
but it's sometimes it's hard to think like that because it's like bro, like especially for me because I think out of all of our friend group, like I'm the only one that's in like a but fuck nowhere. So like
Yeah.
for me, I get like crazy. Like my mind, like I get like so anxious. I'm like, bro, what am I doing? Like I'm not doing anything on a daily basis except playing basketball and doing schoolwork. And yeah, it sounds great. And I'm not saying that's not great because it is, and I love it so much. But it's like I'm not used to this type of lifestyle that I'm living because back home I'm doing a bunch of other things. So like and like not having a car and just being like in the middle of nowhere, like it's just a different lifestyle. So trying to be content with where I'm at, whereas like and also knowing that I'm gonna go home back to my comfortable environment as well, like it's a challenge, but I think it also goes back to surrounding yourself with a good crowd because if you surround yourself with a good crowd, then you can do things together and do things together in the area that you're in that you're not used to.
But
So
the one that I really wanted to say, um, I don't know if you've heard this quote. I'll explain. Um, People say the grass is greener on the other side, but someone said the grass is greener where you water it, which is kind of what we've been saying anyway. But I just want to
Yeah,
say, like, no matter how much you hate your situation, there's pros and cons to every single situation. And I'll give an example. I visited Sean at University of Oregon, which is a very nice school, very expensive school, and more of a party school. I met like Sean's friends and a bunch of people at their school. They're fun people. Like at my school, there's a lot more nerds or I'm not hating, but it's just like the difference in people a little. But then
yeah,
there's another side to people who are extremely fun. They might not like be the most like motivated or like productive or have like
productive
life
with their
goals
lives. Yeah.
other than having fun. And I'm not talking shit, just people care about different stuff. I don't love strictly having fun. I really like being productive. I wanted Sean to be here so I could ask him if he thought like his environment might make him lazier. Well, a lot of the kids, a lot of the time they just for a night, the whole night they'll just sit in one room and smoke weed. And that's what they'll do, but they're fun and they're funny when they're high. Like, dude, that yeah, of course.
Bro, being in that environment and then like waking up the next day and it's like, bro, what the F did I do last night? Like it's like or it's like what am I doing with my life? Like I just wasted
Yeah.
like 5 hours of my life that I could have been doing something productive.
I mean, yeah, but not everyone thinks like that. Some people's life goal is just to make like good times, make memories. Like no, oh, another caveat to that is know what you or try to learn what you value and care about because everyone is
Mm,
different. Friend group, no person is perfect, but realize what is more important to you is do you want to be with people who strictly get stuff done or do you want like a balance? Do you want people who are super fun? Here's another example of like pros and cons. Like they have really small rooms in their dorm and they hate it. That makes so many people be so much closer to each other and see each other so much more on a daily basis. The halls are lively and like you can find someone to hang out with. Just I'm gonna use an extreme if like your situation is extreme shit, you're getting bullied or you're getting such and such happen to you, it's making you stronger. Like the yin and yang of life is always there.
what about people that like are just like going through extreme shit and they just give up on themselves? I don't know. What am I
Well, I
talking about?
think no,
So
no,
off
you're
topic.
not wrong, but they're learning the lesson the hard way. In that case, they're learning if I don't do this, if I don't do this, I feel like absolute shit. That's how much more I need to change this. Or if your area is so shit that you just like, or your area or your life or whatever, you can, if you have a car, you can live out of your car and work at a shitty place and live in the tiniest apartment you can find and then make something out of yourself. It'll be a lot
Yeah.
harder, but you always do have a choice. Like if you're in a
Hmm.
situation, you are choosing to be there.
Yeah.
No one is forcing you to do anything, even if you think
Yeah.
they are. Like I used to think, oh, my parents are forcing me to go to college. But no, if I really wanted, I could just piss them off or whatever. But I do have a choice ultimately. My next one is having something to look forward to. Hopelessness is synonymous with depression. Like, so hope goes a long way. Um, or I mean, it kind of drives happiness, like something in the future to look forward to. Because if you think I can't fix this problem or nothing can ever be improved, then you're
Hmm.
hopeless and there's no reason to go on. Or it may feel like specifically, I want if anyone's watching or listening, I guess I want to be specific because I actually want this to like impact people. After this, the things that we said, like write what that means for your life. Or for us, it's going back home in the summer. I feel like one day, like this YouTube stuff will be successful. If I'm looking forward to that, there's like I have so much more purpose and like reason to just live life. If you in high school and you hate being at school, it could be college. That could be your thing.
You don't want to abuse the hopefulness, if that makes sense. Because if you just
Mm,
focus on, if you just focus on, oh my gosh, I just want to go back home. I just want to go back home. I can't wait to go back home. You're not being mentally productive of what you're doing in the moment. And I think that's really screwed me up all year. And that's something I had to learn, and I'm starting to learn now, is like I focus too much on, oh, I can't wait to get to here, that I'm not focusing on the moment. And the moment is just treating me like shit. Learning to enjoy it, like that's what's key to making you just your mind at peace and calm and relaxed. Because like if you're just thinking 24/7, like, oh, I can't wait to go home, I can't wait to go home, then like you're doing yourself a disfavor because you're not making the most of where you're at in the present.
Yeah, or no, I definitely agree. I guess I just blatantly said that.
No,
But
no, no, you were right though. I get what
it
you're
would
saying.
it
Like
would
you're right.
blatantly be true if like hope as in your situation will improve or things will get better where you are rather than
Mm.
focusing on something that you can't work towards, you can't control. And the only way that hope of something you can't control would be good. I only know this example because I learned a lot about it. But like if you were like in the Holocaust and I'm glad Sean's not here because he might yell at me for bringing this up. But like if you're in that camp, like if you had a reason to live outside of it, it would help you get through it. Especially nowadays, life is rarely that awful, like or that torturous,
Right.
so
Yeah.
that there's so much you can hope for in the next day or the next whatever. Or because this was geared toward college mainly, but I also want to say for high school and I guess jobs. Well, first of all, you're already there for a reason, but like find a reason that you want to be there. And if there is nothing
Yeah.
compelling, then you should leave. If you're at school, there's a reason to be there. If you graduate, your job opportunities are exponentially better. There's a quote that says, "The man who has a why can bear almost any how." Basically, if you have a reason to be there, like the suffering, you can go through any amount of suffering pretty
I
much.
don't know. What would you say to people that just drown in their own thoughts though? Like they just drown in their own negative thoughts and they think like, oh, like this is shit. And then it's like, no, okay, well, what if they think like, oh, like I have a reason to be here, but like I still feel like crap. Like I still feel like crap because it's like it's tough to be here, even though even though I have a purpose for being here. Like, does that make sense?
Well,
Like,
for all of this is just blanket advice for rent. Oh, Rumi's here. Um, all of this is blanket advice for like everyone, but it really depends on the situation. And especially that, if I were to talk to those people, I would need to ask them, what do you think the reason you feel like shit is? Is it because you're still dealing with something from the past? Are you staying up partying every night? What are your life circumstances before we can look at like have hope and it'll be okay?
yeah, and I think it's also like goes back to the thing like holding the grudge of like, oh, being hopeful that you're gonna go back.
Yeah, I wonder because that was so me. Like I was watching
Yeah, me too.
my day in the life video and it's so depressing. I was like I didn't even notice how it was. And I was listening
Yeah,
to the music I listen to every day. I'm like, what the fuck was I doing? Like
yeah,
I was just fucking sad. And like really
yeah,
like
bro,
I didn't
for real.
I didn't have to be. I haven't figured out exactly why, but I do know that a lot of it, and for you, it's probably has to do with long distance and separation from friends for both of us. But like
Yeah,
a lot
yeah,
of mine, I just attributed to my life. But really, what it was is like the breakup with Megan because like now um I'm cool with it, but like back then I thought I was cool with it. But like that shit really affected me. I didn't realize how much like other people matter. A lot of the sadness probably for both of us was like realizing, oh fuck, like we had it so good. And
yeah.
I feel like the pain in that situation is teaching you next time you get in a great situation with great people, appreciate them, let them know, and realize what you have. I forget who said it, but there's a quote, pain will leave you once it's done teaching you.
That's good.
Also, I forgot Andrew Tate. Why do I watch so much shit? Anyways, Andrew Tate, which very controversial, but I did like what
Love
he
that
said
guy.
about this. Okay. He did say, does it really matter if you're happy? It matters, of course, but does it matter 100% of the time? Is it going to benefit your life? Like, so if you're just strictly looking for happiness in the moment, go do drugs because you'll feel really happy in the moment,
Yeah,
but
that's
you
true.
will fuck your life up. That's not worth it. So you're
Yeah,
suffering because it's helping either motivate you or realize something, and it might not hit you yet, or it might still hurt. But like I said, yin and yang. Honestly, if I would get a tattoo, it would be yin and yang. After this, we kind of got distracted and just talked to each other about life. But I did forget to share point 10, so I'll tell you now. Point 10 doesn't really make sense considering the title of this video, but it is true, I think. It's don't focus on happiness too much, because a lot of growth and strength comes from the struggle and the hurt, which you shouldn't live in that, but it is important to happen. Life should have both happiness and some hard times. Don't focus on momentary happiness is what this really means, meaning short term. Focus on like building a good life for yourself in the future. Be kind to your future self. So make sure you do your best to build a good life for yourself and, do fun things that are healthy for you, like hanging out with friends and such and such. Friends is very important. I like that point. But there was some confusion about hope that I saw, whether it's a good or bad thing. And I think like most things in life, hope is like a balance. If you're hoping for some magical thing to happen and to save you, you're going to make yourself depressed in the moment. You should know that things can improve, but most of the time, you're going to want to think about those things as things that are controllable rather than just waiting for some future date. Make your right now good and work towards your hopes, or else who's going to do it? It's not going to, what is this, fucking magic? Yeah, I'm curious to see what you guys think about hope, because now I'm kind of confused. I was confident before, but now I'm not. But anyways, that's probably it. Let me know if you like this style of podcast, and I hope you're encouraged and you're not alone out there. A lot of people struggle in school, but everyone's fake nowadays, so fuck them. So that's it. Keep on smiling.
Now I do what I want. Now I do what I want. Now I